Hey, I'm Chase and this is the Recreational Homestead. We raise and sell American Bresse chickens. We raised about 1,200 of them this fall, and we do that for a couple different reasons. We recently got a contract with a high-end restaurant. We're supplying them with 15 whole American Bresse chickens per week for them to serve. We're really excited about that. We're excited to work closely with them to make sure that we're keeping the meat quality of this bird what it's supposed to be. And that is our main goal here, is the meat quality of this bird. It's a dual purpose breed. We want the hens to be up to about 250 eggs a year. That way, I have a lot of people ask me, well, what do you butcher the hens too? No, I don't. And I'm not saying you can't. They're obviously going to be smaller. I'm not even sure how much smaller. I've never butchered a single hen so far. And that's because they're such good layers. I find they're more valuable to stick in an egg-laying flock or sell to somebody for an egg layer. But, maybe someday I'll change my mind on that, but to me, they're such good layers, you might as well pass them on. So out of those 1,200 birds, as I'm butchering them, obviously half of them are roosters, so about 600 of them. As I'm butchering them, I'm finding the ones that I like and wanting to keep them. Obviously, it's not just size, it's size in comparison to their age. We're also trying to keep up with that breeding standard. So there is a fine line that we're walking. I'm not going for show quality birds. Meat is definitely more important to me than that. So it really comes down to structure, meat quality. You pick that bird up and do you feel the full chest on them or not? And you want the legs with nice width on them. I want to show you a few of the roosters I have picked out here so far. I got them into some trio pens here, and this is something I haven't really done too much of in the past. I've usually been breeding in groups of 15, and then in the summer I'll have bigger groups that I'm collecting eggs out of to hatch out of, and those are groups of about 60 to 80, and we do three different groups and do spiral mating. So like this summer I had big groups of 60 or 70, and within that group I picked out the best 10 or 15, and those were in a small group representing that group. And the same thing for all three groups. So there's technically 6 different groups going on. I've never really done trio mating like I have going on here, but I wanted to give it a shot, and it was a way for me to put some of these really nice roosters that I found up in pens and watch them grow a little bit more and get some eggs specifically out of them and see what they can do. And this first pen, he's a younger one. He's 14 weeks old and a little over 7 pounds. I don't really like much of him as far as he's got a little bit of white on his earlobes. His comb is almost a little small for me. I'm actually breeding for a smaller comb, so that doesn't really bother me. But he's got great width, and his legs are not as blue as I would like them. But the width is there, and the bone is there. But you can have too much bone. You don't want so much bone that you're getting more bone than meat, but usually you need a skeleton for that meat to fill out onto. So I'm really happy with him. I'd like to see how he matures a little more. These roosters don't like to be in these cages. They're definitely, people will call them a flighty bird. I wouldn't say that, but they're definitely made to be outside, running around. They're great for scaring off hawks and other aerial predators. They take very good care of their hens. But I got him in a pen with one of this year's pullets. She's only 13 weeks old. I'd have to look up the paperwork on her. But she is a very beautiful pullet. Her size isn't there. She's kind of small for me, and that's why I have her paired up with him. But she's got a beautiful look on it. You got that black or that darkness on her beak and around her eyes. Very dark eyes, very dark legs. Love to see what comes out of them too. Over here, this guy is just beautiful. And he's 16 weeks old, but he was just at 7 pounds. So he's a little bit lighter than that 14-week-old. But he's got real dark legs. He's extremely dirty because it's Michigan. It's January 1st. But it is nasty out there, all mud. He just came in here. So he's extremely dirty. But his earlobes are just incredible. And you feel his chest and it's nice and full. He doesn't have as big a bone structure as that guy over there, but I really love his look. His comb's a little big for me. I got him. Come on, right now? We're really gonna do this right now? I got him in with some hens that are, these are 2-year-old hens, and they're just over 6 pounds. They're massive, they're big. But they've got the age on them. They got nice dark blue legs. I really like the way they look. Love to see what will come out of them. Over here, this guy, his earlobes aren't as white. Nice dark blue legs. So I don't think this guy here has the width as the one in cage number 2. But his comb is the perfect size that I would like to see it. The wattle could be a little bit smaller, but that comb I like. Here in Michigan, we can't have these combs getting too big. They get frostbit. We raise them out in the elements. These guys have only been brought into here just so I can mess with the breeding portion of it. And these hens are a little bit smaller than the hens in pen 1, but they have much better width. So we're going to see what he can do on these girls. These eggs that these girls have been putting out, this is one out of this group here. That's another thing. I mean, you find some nice hens you want to try to do some trio breeding with, but you want to find out what their eggs look like. And I love the color on this egg. Could be a little bit bigger, but it's a good shape. I'm excited about what these hens will be doing. So that's just a little glimpse in some of the breeding stock we have. We got about 400 pullets or so outside and a bunch more roosters. There could be some more out there that are better than these. I'm not 100% sure. So in the spring, when we start collecting eggs out of them pullets, we will be choosing which roosters are going into which pens and making sure that making sure there's a little bit of everything in them pens. Because the bigger pens of 60 that we're collecting eggs out of, we're kind of letting nature do its course. We're choosing what we like and letting God make those decisions there on what hens they end up breeding. So each pen is focusing on something different, whether it's meat, width, or looks. But we're kind of letting the chickens take care of it from there and hatching out from that and seeing what we get. If you guys are interested in the American Bresse, go through and look at some of my other videos. And if you'd like to get started in American Bresse, we're selling chicks right now. We got free shipping. Go ahead, link in the description. We'll take you to that. We're shipping out chicks every week now. So we'd be excited to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. Are you interested in American Bresse? What's holding you back from getting them? Or if you do already have American Bresse, how are you breeding them? Are you breeding them in a big group setting? Are you trying to do trios and do some smaller numbers? It was a great Christmas, great New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful time with your family. See you next time.